I'm just going to sprinkle you with a little holy coffee. There you go. Coffee. It's the drink of champions. Where am I going? Where am I going? You know, it's pretty awesome to be at work. I am an orphan on God's highway, but I'll share my troubles if you go my way. I have no father, no mother, no sister, no brother. I am an orphan girl. I don't have a brother. I have several. More than two. But it is true, I only have a sister. Am I an orphan? Well, ain't we all? Where are we going? Where are my notes? I'm thinking back in my mind. Do you see this here? I'm just still going off of the spur of the moment and what other people I've seen on YouTube have been talking about. And art, aesthetics, and the frame of frames. The Father. The Great Father. And here, I just want to showcase a frame around a fisherman, a fisher of men, and this, I don't think you can see it very well, but this is my father, drawn by my father. My father is an artist. The starving artist. But I was thinking about this frame of frames, this great father. And I think it's missing in a lot of people's lives, and they are feeling like orphans. Not orphans on God's highway, because they don't even know about God's highway, because they don't even know about the Father. And I don't know where I read this. It was a long time ago. Somebody said men, not women, men, are actually the civilizers. of humanity, and they bring manners and civilization. And I actually tend to believe that. Women, not to put my kind down, but my kind are not civilizers. They're quite brutal. And in my own life, growing up with my frames, my mother and my father, it was patently clear where the civilization came from and the culture. It was my father. My mom didn't know the first thing about civilization or manners. She did have some other balance. Because too much civilization, too much propriety isn't enough truth. It can get a little too nice. My dad was the artist, my father, and my mother was the balance, the audience, the critic. And they were both too good at what they did, which caused some problems. And a lack of understanding. Because you can be a critic, but if you don't know the art and you can't actually do it, well, that's a little bit of a problem. You need to have a little forgiveness. And life cannot be all art and no criticism. But I was thinking about this great frame of frames. My two imperfect parents. Very imperfect parents. But I wouldn't trade them. And I would not have a higher meaning without my parents and their conversations and the things they talked about all the time. It was a very vociferous household that I lived in. Was not usual. And I am of the personality type most likely to be an atheist and not to believe in a higher meaning, this invisible God, this Father. However, I had my father, the storyteller, the artist, the writer. And when you have a father like that, it's pretty hard not to believe. When you have a father that loves you, it's pretty hard not to believe. My dad loves his coffee and donuts and his churches. I make fun of him because he's always hopping from church to church, and I ask him, you know, are the coffee and donuts better over there? He goes for the coffee and donuts, yeah. And for fly fishing, you can meet people to fly fish at church. You can fly fish with them. And then while you're fly fishing on that river, out in nature, you can have conversations about the Father. My dad told a lot of stories that runs in his family. The frame of frames is my father, and his father, and the father before him, and the father before him. And the one I call the Great Father. But I wouldn't know even a little hint of what that was without the imperfection of my father. I'd be an orphan on the river, not knowing the meaning of any of it. Live long, prosper, happy floating down the river. May the great sailor find you, or may you find him. Adopt.